see that I'm in pain. I've fallen into emptiness. I want you 'cause we're both insane. I'm staring into the abyss. I'm looking at myself again. I'm dozing off to REM. I'm trying not to lose my faith.
And I love it when you watch me sleep. You spin me around so I can breathe. It's only safe for you and me. I know you won't let me OD. And if I finally die in peace, just wrap my body in these sheets and pour out the gasoline. It don't mean much to me.
It's 5 a.m. I'm nihilist. I know there's nothing after this. Obsessing over aftermaths, apocalypse and hopelessness. The only thing I understand is zero sum of tenderness. Oh baby, please just hold me close, make me believe there's more to live.
Around, 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 around we go. In this game called life, we are nothing. And I love it when you watch me sleep. You spin me around so I can breathe. It's only safe for you and me. I know you won't about to blow, waiting for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa! My father said when I was younger, hard time free better man. You took it all away, I give it all away. Can't take my freedom, here to change the game, a better man to play. I built my kingdom, now you bow to me. You took my dreams but not my name. You'll follow me till the end. I am my kingdom. Lights go down, I'm ready now. Tear this roof off for the town. Gonna give them what they came to see. Hear the crowd on the toes, ready for me to start the show. Out the curtain, lights go up, I'm home. Whoa!
Welcome to the Still Talking Podcast, episode 43, night 2 of WrestleMania 40. We are excited to be here. We are excited that you're joining us again for another night. We'll have a short podcast, but we are going to bring it again. Last night was great. Tonight will be better. Let's kick it off with the fellas here in a moment. Hello, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
Sup, dudes?
Sup? Have we got
How are you?
Have we got our 3 hours of sleep that CM Punk said we had last night?
Listen,
I've had a few.
first of all,
There were many hours ago.
before we get started, if you mention someone's name like that, we got to have a chant. CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk, CM Punk. That's right.
I'll get involved on that.
Good.
Thank you.
Good chant. I like it. No, I'm excited to be here. I know it's a short edition of the Still Talking podcast, special edition, but we are excited to be here. We got 1 hour until WrestleMania 40 Night 2 kicks off. Dennis, why don't you lead us into this podcast and get us going so we can get going and get out of here so we can watch.
Let's you know what? Let's do like they said in the early 2000s. Let's get this party started, huh?
I like it.
So on the agenda today, let's do a quick recap. Let's do a quick recap of what happened in night one. A lot of things happened. A lot of really good things happened. Doman, what was your favorite match of night one?
I'm kind of torn because I think there was 2 really good matches. Actually, I think all the matches were really good, honestly. But I would say the Sammy and the Ring General Gunther was probably my favorite match of the night.
Is he the Ring General now that he's no longer the Intercontinental Champion? Is he can he carry that moniker?
I believe so. Yeah, he can definitely carry that moniker. I thought it was a great match. I thought the storytelling of it ahead of time was really good. I thought you just didn't know. Like, there was times during that match you thought he was going to win, Sammy. You thought he was going to lose. Like, just it had you involved the entire match.
Yep.
And that's what I really liked.
I agree with that. 100%. Yep.
Dennis, what's yours?
My favorite match of the night was one that I kind of take pride in because I called both right. The 6-pack ladder match. Yeah. First of all, the spots that we got on there, holy smokes. Grayson Waller taking that bump onto that ladder.
I think he still did.
Ouch. Johnny Gargano with no regard for human life. The DDT off over the apron through a table with Pete Dunne.
Yeah.
R.I.P. JD McDonagh, mad props for taking that bump through 2 tables. Ouchtown population, you bro. And Awesome Truth getting those tag titles, and R-Truth getting his first ever WrestleMania win. That was everything you could want from a ladder match at WrestleMania. I was extremely happy and satisfied with that match. That was my favorite match of the night last night.
No, it was definitely a good match. The only thing it could have been a really bad thing with that ladder being broken.
That ladder, yes.
That could have turned out really bad. I know the referees tried to get Damien's attention. He did not seem to care at that point. Nope, I'm assuming he was told by, I think it was Miz that went up there as well. Hey, this is probably not a good idea. But
even the choke slam off the top was more a jump off the ladder.
So I mean the entrances, the DIY DX entrance was great.
That was amazing.
You know.
They showed out. Yep.
Yeah, it was. I don't think it was a bad tag team. During that match, it was really good.
Everyone showed up. I agree. Greenfly, best match of the night last night.
I mean, there's a few contenders. My favorite one, I'm going to have to go with Gunther versus Sammy. I think that was excellent. I think the actual wrestling itself was sensational. I think the storytelling was arguably the best on the night. Maybe beaten by Jimmy and Jay, which it let down in terms of how the match actually went. But I think for that story, it was perfect. Right. A massive shout out to Rhea and Becky. They're a great way to start it.
Oh, absolutely. What
that would have been my match of the night if it wasn't for Gunther and Sammy.
Although
just to start
moment of the night was a switch in music into a pedigree into R-Truth trying to explain to Regeneration X that we can just get one each.
Yep.
Was sensational.
I mean,
that was
R-Truth is just great. Like him trying to tag in
The
during the ladder
pin.
match.
He won a ladder match with a pin.
With a pin.
With a pin,
dude.
right.
R-Truth is a national treasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely beautiful.
No,
I like that. My spot of the night, honestly, the shout Sammy to doing the brainbuster off the top rope.
Right, back to his
El Generico.
El Generico days with ROH.
Oh, when he hit that move, that sent all like the indie fanboy wrestling in me through the roof.
Well, a lot of people thought he missed it. I thought that was a botch.
No, yeah, he hit. No, that's right, exactly. But again, long-term storytelling. The fact that he pulled that move out, and kudos to Gunther, he took that very well.
Yeah,
like for that size, that for me was the spot of the night.
All right, there's your spot. Greenfly, what's your spot of the night or your moment of the night?
It's between two. It's the whole Degeneration X sequence.
With DIY, yeah.
And I can't think of his name, but the insanely long bounce off the ropes that was once happening in NXT that got pulled out in the area match.
Yeah, LWO, Garza. Yeah, getting thrown from the middle rope like 25 feet onto the ramp.
Was unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was definitely
Great.
that was good.
Great.
I would say my moment of the night was a person. My moment of the night was The Rock. 8 years.
Yeah.
He hasn't been in WrestleMania in 8 years. Even then, it was a 6-second match, 10-second match, whatever it was, a squash.
Yeah.
8 years. I mean, he's been training for the last 3 months. That match went almost 45 minutes.
Yeah, it did.
It obviously was slow at the beginning, a lot of grandstanding and stuff like that, but he went.
He did.
He went.
He took bumps.
He took several bumps. So it's not necessarily a moment, but just him, he's in peak condition, of course, but just him in general making that match, bringing back a lot of the mannerisms, just bring it, just everything he did.
Yep.
Hats off to him. Obviously that was the main event of the night. And it did not disappoint. It had everything you wanted and great storytelling because you didn't know. Like, we all picked the Bloodline to win.
Yeah.
But there were several times that that you're like, oh wow, this is it. Like the double pedigree.
The double pedigree.
Right there, thought it was done.
The reverse stomp on Roman when he had Cody in the guillotine.
Yeah. The spear to the Rock as well.
Spear to the Rock.
Right.
Yep. The triple crossroads to Roman, and he was out, and Rock pulls the ref out last second.
Yeah, like it was cinema. Like
it absolutely was.
It was great storytelling. That's my moment of the night. Just The Rock. We all remember Attitude Era. We all grew up ish in the Attitude Era. That was
nostalgia,
but more because you have Cena come back, you have all these other people come back, but not in that condition and not go for 45 minutes without being in the ring. Other than the last 3 months.
So, question for you. So, question for both of you on that. Seeing The Rock's physique, how much of the juice was he on?
All the juice.
Zero.
All the juice. You
All
think
the
that's
juice.
no? He is. That is not natty. Stop it.
I'm not gonna. Right,
He's
all the
drinking
juice was
Prime.
obviously.
He's drinking
All
Prime.
the
He's
juice.
drinking Prime.
All the juice was obviously a joke. That is not 100% natural.
Listen, and again, I'm not even dogging him for not being natural because again, he's almost 50 years old, right? Now, granted, you can put all the juice you want in you, but if you still don't work out, you're not going to look like The Rock, right? He still puts in the work, so I'm not knocking the fact that he's juiced, right? Good grief, that he was like Fast and the Furious size.
I would be very surprised if it ever came out if he was juicing. Just because
really,
I would be, because you're talking about a man who, at least for the last 30 years, has done nothing but worked out. Because even when he left WWE the first time, second time, whatever times, he still works out because for his roles that he's doing, he needs that. So I'm not. I'll never. I don't. I would be very surprised.
I don't think I'd be surprised either way. Like, if it came out that it wasn't juiced, I'd be like, fair play. I can see that. But I'd edge on the side of it being slightly.
Yeah. Well, I go on the other side because like there is that thing. There is no secrets anymore. There is no secret. If you are, you're gonna be called out. You're gonna be found out. So there's no secrets. You can't be the final boss. You can't be on the board in this business. Like if he was just on the board and it was UFC, boxing, whatever. Then but with the history that there is with the steroid use, that used to run rampant, and the testing that they do on these sports entertainers, I think there's zero chance that he takes that chance.
Let me be very clear. I'm not even saying abusing steroids. I don't want to go down this road, but even like medical TRT, like small doses. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he's abusing the juice, but because again, he's also his genetics. Just look at his family. All his family are huge in all shapes and sizes, right?
Yeah.
So the fact that he also works out on top of that, the way he works out, I'm with you guys. I'd be surprised if he wasn't on anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if something, right? But neither here nor there.
Yeah.
That's
either way. He looked near 50.
He looked great. Roman looked amazing. Roman got his 6-pack back. Holy crap! Roman looked amazing.
Excellent.
Oh gosh, dude, absolutely. Anyhow, moving on.
Before we move on, just because we mentioned the whole nostalgia, and I shout out to R-Truth rocking the vintage John Cena 5-knuckle shuffle, the homage to his childhood legend.
Right.
Yep.
Who Pat McAfee very kindly reminded us is actually 6 years younger than R-Truth.
Right. Right. It's a childhood hero.
Oh, but think about that. Hold on. Think about what you just said. John Cena, who has admittedly said he's probably got one more match in him.
Maybe.
I think he said one good run, didn't he? One run.
And R-Truth is that close to him in age, and R-Truth is still doing what he's doing at a high level.
Looked good as well.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, he's not going to do 45-minute matches. He's going to do, 10, 12-minute matches. He's going to do tag team matches. He's going to do the vignettes. He's going to do the talking and the spots and the fun stuff. If you wanted to compare them, John Cena could go a half hour. The Rock just went 45 minutes. R-Truth isn't doing that.
That's fair.
I mean, it's good for him. I appreciate it. It's a good story, but I mean, there is something that a 50-year-old can't do, all the time.
If you say so.
That's what I'm going with. Anyways,
All right.
continuing.
Continuing on. So yesterday we went through all of our predictions for both night 1 and night 2.
I lost everything.
You know what? It's the effort you put in that counts. Okay,
It was a lot of effort, and
a lot of effort. I'm proud of you.
thank you.
We now 2 things. Number 1, we now know that the main event is Bloodline Rules. I mean, we figured we knew that, but now we officially know that Bloodline Rules, right? With that being said, either to the main event or the rest of the card, does anyone like to make any changes to their picks?
I do, 100%.
Okay.
So yesterday I said Jimmy was going to win versus Jay. I'd like to change that to Jay. I also said Becky was going to beat Rhea. I'd like to change that to Rhea. I was wrong with Damage Control, so I'd like to change that one. I had the Judgment Day winning the SmackDown titles, so I'd like to change that one to A-Town Down Under. But yeah, so far those are the ones I'd like to change so far.
Any for tonight?
Oh, tonight.
Yeah, any for tonight.
Oh.
I'll remind you of your picks.
I know what my picks are.
So, for those who forgot, Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. You chose Seth Rollins.
Oh, yeah. Drew's gonna win.
Okay. Bobby Lashley and Street Profits versus the Final Testament. You chose Final Testament.
Yeah, Surprise gonna win. Okay, got it.
LA Knight, versus AJ Styles. You chose LA Knight.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I like it.
In the triple threat KO Randy Orton Logan Paul match, you chose Logan Paul.
Yeah. Somehow Priest wins this one. Okay. I like it.
Yep. Io Sky versus Bailey. You chose Bailey.
Oh, okay. So Io Sky wins this one. All right, it's easy. All right.
And lastly, Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. You chose Cody Rhodes.
Yeah, we're acknowledging our tribal chief. So Roman wins this one. So yeah, I mean, it seems pretty much, right down the line.
If this is the road we're going, you are changing that pick, and you are changing it now.
Yeah. Are you so again? Question: Are you wanting me to swap those picks?
No. I'm keeping the same exact picks I had for the exact same reasons. I know I kind of was put into a little bit of a ball there with Priest cashing in on the IC Championship. I still think it's a very strong possibility that he cashes in on that one. I still think that Sheamus comes out during that one, during that match.
Okay.
I'm still not interested in the Bayley match. Logan Paul is still, he's fun. He's good. LA Knight needs it. Final Testament, don't care about it. And I do think Cody finishes the story. I know it's after watching last night. How?
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, not. You're not wrong.
I'm definitely keeping my picks.
Give your picks. Perfect. Greenfly. Care to change any of your picks?
There's one I'm tempted to change.
Well,
it's tempted.
Now's the moment.
And it is a title match.
Okay.
But it's the United States title match.
Okay. Interesting.
I think
so. Your current pick is Loganus Paulus.
I think part of me thinks that the whole Kevin Owens showing up at the start of Sami Zayn's Gunther as Sami's walking up the backstage, getting ready to go to the production area to walk out. You share a hug. Sami gets his moment. Do we see a Sami say, now it's your turn, and KO gets his title, and the best friends get the Mania moment? And I'm going to do it. We're going to change it to KO.
You're going to KO from Logan KO Paul. Okay.
Based purely on that absolute stretch of an idea.
Yep. I like it.
I like it a lot. As a matter of fact, kids, go ahead and cover your ears for me for just a second, okay? Greenfly, you son of a bitch. Because that was my exact change that I had as well. For that exact same reason, I want them to remake the Eddie Guerrero and the Murderer. I want that show again. I want that feel good. Yes, I'm also changing mine from Logan Paul to Kevin Owens, and we get that. Kevin Owens wins. Sammy comes out. his title over his shoulder, Kevin with his title over his shoulder. They have that moment.
They walk back up the ramp, arm in arm.
Yes, absolutely.
Dude, the Brothers of Destruction, hands in the air.
Couldn't
walk out.
Couldn't agree with you more. I hate you for changing your pick because that's exactly what I had as well. You son of a. Mm-hmm. Well done. Kid, you can unplug your ears now. Thank you.
I can't hear you.
Like I said, that ears are plugged, man. You're going to have to signal it.
No. As soon as I saw Kevin Owens on Sami Zayn's entrance, I was going to say to you both last night, but I remembered we were doing this, so I waited. Yep. I immediately knew Sami Zayn is winning this match. There's gosh, man, it's absolutely. They shared that Mania moment last year. I feel like they got to share this Mania moment again, but on an individual side. So, yeah, I like it. I'm also changing Kevin Owens, and then.
Don't do what you're going to do because you will look silly.
I was talking to
in 4.5 hours time. You will look silly.
I was talking to Doman.
And I was look sillier.
And I was talking to.
This is a man that can't predict earthquakes, Dennis.
And
it's true. Or matches.
And I talked to my youngest son, Riley. And Riley looked at me in the face. And I asked him the simplest question in the world. I said, Riley, who's winning tonight? Is Cody Rhodes finishing his story? Is it going to be the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, or is it going to be the head of the table, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, retaining again? And gosh darn it to heck, I'm going with Roman Reigns. I am changing my pick from Cody Rhodes to my tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Roman retains.
I've never had such little respect for you as a man. Mm-hmm. I want to know that.
I'm going. Listen, my 6-year-old son has swayed me. I'm going with Roman Reigns. One's in the air.
You said you spoke to Doman earlier. We spoke for 10, 15 minutes before they started.
We did.
And I told you very bluntly, you are wrong. There is not a prayer Cody Rhodes loses 3 main events in 2 years at WrestleMania after being brought back with the run that he's had, and we now have Triple H.
Listen,
there is not a prayer.
I hear you. I hear you. I do. I really do. I hear you loud and clear. I completely agree. But let's think of long term here. Let's not think of short term here, right? Because would it be an amazing moment for Cody to finish the story at WrestleMania 40, winning the belt his father never won on the biggest stage of them all? You're dang right it would be. Well, what would be a better story? What would be the better way to finish the story? I think Cody wins Money in the Bank. I think Cody cashes
Here we
in.
Go.
I think Cody cashes in at the premium live event, the pay-per-view that his father created, War Games. And I hope to God that it's in Madison Square Garden in New York City, the same venue his father won but did not actually win the championship. That is how you finish a story. So that's my new prediction. I have locked it in. I've got
Dennis, answer me a question. If they were going to do that, would they not have done that last year?
No.
Why not?
Because War Games was in Chicago, and that was the CM Punk return.
Would it not have been arguably better if Cody Rhodes cashed in a Money in the Bank at War Games, and then hometown hero CM Punk appeared on the ramp and it was AEW v AEW?
No, because I don't think you need to oversaturate the pops.
I'm just saying that there's not a prayer that that's happening. I love you, but you're an idiot.
Listen, you've called me an idiot for a lot more reasons. You also said the Philadelphia Eagles were going undefeated this year and winning the Super Bowl, which they did not. The back-to-back champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, did. In your face, on your head. So
I just said, I'm just going to say, I didn't say we were going undefeated this year. I said we were going undefeated the season before.
Don't man.
Either way, you didn't go undefeated either season. So
no, we didn't, and we lost the Super Bowl as well. So
both seasons, yes.
In your face, on your head.
Anyhow,
it was the year before I cleared. We were going unbeaten.
Indeed.
Because it was when we went like 15-0, and I put it in the group every week. Like, don't matter who you beat, still 17-0.
Yep.
And we ended like
15
with like
2.
7 losses.
Yeah.
15-2. Yeah.
15 2.
Exactly.
Something like that.
So, any other changes, or do you think there's going to be any surprise return to debuts tonight? Last night of Mania.
I think we need stuff.
Yeah.
I think last night was a really good fundamental
Absolutely.
night.
Yeah.
We didn't really get any interference, other than I mean, we didn't even get Solo in the main event. As
we got no Solo. There was no Solo.
Times. We had JD McDonagh. Like, that was it. And then we did have we had Kelsey and Lane Johnson.
Nice shout.
For that. So we did have that. So that was a surprise. I think we have four championship matches tonight.
Yes.
Out of the 6 matches. We don't need it, but I think to further some storylines, I think we have to have it. I'm going with what I had from before.
Yep.
I mean, there is 3 opportunities for Damian Priest to cash in tonight.
3.
I can see it happening on every single match. You can see a path. Cash in on Drew Rollins.
Isn't winning the WWE Women's Championship?
He could. Now, he could give that briefcase to Rhea, and she could do it. But I can see him in the Drew Seth match. Yeah. I could honestly see him in making it a 4-pack match.
For the US,
for the US Championship, or as Randy Orton and KO have turned on each other, then he comes down and picks the bones. I can see that. I mean, of course you can see it during the Roman Cody match, because you don't know what is going to happen during Bloodline Rules. No idea who we see. So it's a possibility. So I don't want to say this really a return or a surprise, because he re-wrestled his match, so it could be a surprise, him coming back. I still am saying Sheamus is there. Sheamus shows up during the one match. And I still think that Solo comes down, and he is very influential in Cody winning the championship tonight.
I like that. I like it a lot.
Do we see a world in which, because obviously you just mentioned Solo, and I know yesterday, though, you mentioned a lot of a rather miscommunication with a spear.
Mm.
Do we see a world in which what happened yesterday comes back to bite Roman?
I think that's not an accident. It's not an accident that happened. So I think we could see something. I think it's a hard fit, though. I think it's a hard fit for The Rock to turn on Roman at this point. I think he can have instructions for somebody else to do it, but I don't think he can do it at this point.
The one thing I think Doman not Doman, I think Dennis said this yesterday. After the spear altercation mishap, there is not a prayer Seth is turning on Cody. After saving him from that, there's not a prayer.
Oh yeah. After what those two went through, no. Now, I am wondering the condition of Seth and if he shows up to the match.
For a period of the thing, towards the end, it looked like it was, but I couldn't tell if the knee was kayfabe or whether.
Oh, I think it's definitely kayfabe. I'm just wondering what happens in his match, which will be earlier in the night, if he is going to be in Cody's side, or is that part of Bloodline rules? You know, they make their own rules up. No Cody, or no, I'm sorry, no Seth, no Jay. You know, they can make whatever rule they want at this point. So, I don't know. I don't even know if we even see Seth in the Universal Championship match tonight.
I mean, the saving grace of him actually getting there is he's on first against Drew, so he does have pretty much all night. Like I can see LA Knight versus AJ Styles going a decent distance. See the triple threat going. It's not going to be 10 minutes. Io versus Bayley not going to be long. I don't think the street fight's going to be too long.
Right.
But there's a good chunk of time for it to play out that he can do the old Kurt Angle and run down after a concussion.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely the time there. What do you see happening? Do you have any returns, any surprises for tonight?
I didn't, because I think the ones that we mainly spoke about were we had MJF. I think if he's going to come out, it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
On Raw. Maybe to challenge Cody. I don't know. But I do still think somewhere along the lines there's another legend appearance coming out, even if it's a bloodline thing. I couldn't tell you who, though. I really like Dennis's shout of Charlotte, which I don't know if she's cleared fully.
Right.
I haven't checked it, but I don't mind that as a shout to come out and back Billy up against Damage Control. And then, yeah, your Shayna shout is very good.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing that we do have that's a very strong possibility, and Dennis and I talked about this earlier today, Jacob Fatu has been signed to WWE officially as of Wednesday. So
I did see this.
He is available. He's under contract. You know, is that just another bloodline? Because you're going to have bloodline left and right there. Is it just another bloodline that shows up? I don't know. But we have returns for tonight. Anything for tomorrow? Because I'm not really seeing. The Raw after Mania is always big, but I'm not seeing.
I've not seen any not leaks, because they're everywhere.
Well,
but
I'm not talking about
bullshit.
leaks. I just don't know what angles people are doing.
I hadn't seen anything on TV that points to anything.
Yeah.
Like when Bray came back, there was all the build up, and you could tell there was something happening.
Right.
Cody, they fucked up and let slip far too early.
Well, just
I haven't seen anything, so I don't know.
Who have we not seen on TV from another company? Is it a possibility? So we've got the championships are now split. The tag team champions are split. Awesome Truth, obviously going to be a face. And A-Town Downtown. A-Town Down Under, obviously going to be a heel. So, maybe a Hardy Boys? Matt and Jeff? Possibly. But that would have to wait until Friday night.
I don't know. Didn't Matt say that he had an offer on the table from AEW?
Maybe, but I don't think they signed. That's what I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to rack my brain to see who we haven't seen in a while in either.
I think
in AEW, possibly.
I think a really big name, and I'm not sure how far along he is on his recovery, because he also had a really, really bad neck injury. But Braun Strowman.
I've not heard anything on his
Yeah.
recovery, to be fair.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, he is there. I mean, he's doing like media and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think he'd be a surprise. He's kind of like Big E though. Like, if you bring him in as a surprise return, you don't have him doing media and stuff.
Right.
Now, I mean, I think we talked about her before. I know she's back, but she hasn't really been mentioned. Like a Liv Morgan, coming after, maybe as a heel coming after Bailey. I
would
know.
even. I would even. I could see Liv Morgan because I think she's on Raw. I could see Liv trying to rekindle a fire against Rhea.
Right.
Or I could see her and Becky having a feud.
But I just don't see anybody that to me is worthy. Like I said, we always say Zack Ryder, but we know that's officially done and done.
Okay,
that's
Zack Ryder. I'm saying Zack Ryder. It's a yearly tradition at this point.
Yeah, I mean.
So, okay.
Do we see a legend tonight? Do we see a Cena? Do we see a who else can we throw in there? That's somebody that's
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. Yeah. I mean, Stone Cold would make sense during the Logan Paul, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens match. Kind of.
Yeah.
But it's just,
we've seen Triple H on TV this weekend. We've seen Do we get Shawn Michaels? I'm clutching at straws here. I'm just thinking of stuff that's happened. I don't know where it'd fit in.
Well, at least Shawn Michaels is retired and he doesn't do anything else. Stone Cold 2 years ago was in the ring. Very shortly, but he was actually in the ring during WrestleMania. So you could at least see that. Cena, there's no build-up for it, but you could kind of see it.
The Ultimate Face come back against the final boss.
Yeah, well,
if
we were going to have that, we'd have had that last night. I would assume. I don't know. I just don't see any.
Because I don't necessarily think that's right. Because I think last night was, as much as it ended up being The Rock's little power trip for the camera in terms of the storyline and stuff. It was meant to be a straight down the middle tag team match.
Yeah.
So Cena getting involved would have fucked it for Cody and Seth.
Yeah.
Tonight's Bloodline rules.
I mean, a location where they're in Philadelphia. It's East Coast. Batista, like, I don't know where he fits in at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's it. Legends wise, I can't think of many that really fit the card all that well.
Right.
You know what? I know who's coming back tonight.
Who we got?
Arc to me.
Ryback.
Feed me
more. Feed me. No, he's not coming back. No, legends wise, I don't have anyone legend wise coming back tonight. I think what we do here when it starts to get Bloodline rules and Cody's getting beat down, I think we see Jay. I think we do see a limping Seth Rollins who gets beat down even worse.
Hand.
Yep. But I also think we see. I also think that we see either one of the other. We hear the glass shatter, or we hear the trumpets. Yep.
So stay with me. And I know we're up against it here. We got about 15 minutes.
20 minutes. 20 minutes of push.
If we don't get like the solo turning or anything like that,
and
everybody's just been beaten, and everything is just, no hope for Cody at this point, and everybody that he has on his side is just gone, and it's just Roman just doing his thing, Maybe The Rock is still there. Who knows? And we're talking about a legend. We're talking about a return.
Oh, do it.
He was mentioned last night during a press conference that he is still under contract with the WWE, but he is just doing his own thing in Minnesota.
Yep.
Why not Brock?
Yep.
Remember when Cody and Brock kind of finished their feud?
Brock shook his hand, the respect thing, yeah.
Brock comes down, takes out Roman, Cody wins.
Lays
He
a
got the Rock.
lifeless Cody Rhodes over the top of Roman Reigns.
The Rock taking an F5.
Right. Yeah, no, definitely. But, like, Triple H saying that last night means
There's no reason to say it.
He was asked. He was asked questions, and he
was asked, yeah.
And he could have just said, because if there is a PR issue, if there is any sort of issue like that, they could have just been like, we don't, at this current time we can't discuss that. Yeah, he said, Brock is still under contract. He's doing his own thing in Minnesota. Brock's doing Brock. So that is a possibility. I would not, if you'd asked me this last night, I would not have said that because I didn't think the WWE wanted to even mention him during Heyman's speech, during anything that they've said. They did not want him mentioned.
They've dropped Brock's name more this weekend. And honestly, even in some other interview, like even Pat McAfee brought him up one time in an interview as well on Friday during the Pat McAfee show. Like
that could be that could be a big one. Sense.
And imagine the pop that would happen.
Yeah, that has to happen tonight. That's not a Monday night thing.
You know what? I agree.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm changing my pick back. I'm going back to Cody Rhodes finishing the story because of that. I like it.
I thought you locked it in. Did you not write it in?
I had locked in.
I unlocked it. I know the code.
I don't think you can unlock it.
The podcast's not over yet. The podcast isn't over yet. I can change. I can change my mind.
I don't think that's how this works.
I'm back on Cody Rhodes.
Nope.
I like it.
Yep. I'm a Cody crybaby.
Yep. I like it.
Yep.
Nope.
Monday Night Raw.
I don't have anything.
I do think Cody's out there. The Rock and Roman are not. And I do believe we hear. Of course, we can't hear the one song because it is licensed. But I do think we hear. I do think we hear a different song. And out comes Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF, on Monday night, face to face with his mentor. And it's not even saying it's going to be the match. He's just saying, hey, I'm here, coming for you. Because I'm better than you, and you know it.
Interesting.
Sorry, I had to fanboy.
Interesting. Now, does Cody stay on SmackDown, or does he go?
No, I think Cody floats on both shows.
Then what happens with the other title? Then that doesn't mean as much. Then.
Well, it's the World Heavyweight title. I mean, it's going to be. I predict it's going to be held by Damian Priest. Yeah. I believe Damian Priest is cashing in on Drew McIntyre after Drew beats Seth.
Yeah, I think the more likely cash in is probably the US title.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, where else are we at here? What else are we looking at?
Well, that's all I had on the agenda.
I mean, something we haven't spoke about for tonight, and I think we said we were going to do it yesterday, is what do you reckon is going to steal the show, match-wise?
Ooh.
We obviously spoke yesterday about which ones we thought were going to be good. Got a couple right, a couple wrong. We know there's one that we don't really give a shit about this evening. But the rest,
I think outside of the main event, I think we got something here with LA Knight and AJ Styles. I think we're going to see an amazing wrestling match. I'm looking forward to it. AJ versus LA. That's my pick for stealing the night.
For me. I think Seth has every chance of stealing the night. Seth is always good. Drew's not too bad either, so I think that's got a chance. But my pick would be
Heel
versus Ninja Stars.
Heel Drew is so good.
Oh, he's been excellent.
Well, I am going to, since you left it on the table for me, I'm going to take the World Heavyweight Championship, Seth and Drew.
Yeah.
And not for... I think it's going to be the best match of the night. But CM Punk is going to add so much to that match, being on commentary.
Yeah, he is.
So,
That is true.
like, he is... That match is going to be insane. And he is going to add so much to it. Because he hates both people.
He does.
And both people hate him.
Who gets the bigger pop? CM Punk or Seth Rollins? Who gets the bigger pop tonight?
CM Punk.
Seth.
It's ECW
I think so too.
crowd.
I
CM
think
Punk.
so too. I think CM Punk gets the bigger pop. I think it's a really big whoa. Whoa.
I'm just saying, boys. I have managed to swindle a day working from home tomorrow, so I'm in it for the count today. I expect to hear some woes through my headset.
Whoa.
I don't mean that woe.
Oh, sorry. No whoa. No whoa. But yeah, we're just a few minutes away from night 2, and then night 1 did not disappoint. Night 2 is not going to disappoint.
Dude, night 1, I would put night 1 up against a lot of other WrestleManias pound for pound. Like, it was really, really good.
Night 1 is one of the best wrestling shows I've watched in a long time. If that was the entirety of the event, I'd have been happy.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that there? Green
I
Fly?
did. I heard it burn it down.
Whoa.
But yeah, we're just a few moments away from night 2. Dennis, I think now is the time to send us home. I mean,
All right. Well, listen, guys. In the words of Optimus Prime, Autobots, let's roll out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to episode 43 of the Still Talking Podcast, WrestleMania 40 Night 2 edition. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for my co-host, Doman247, Greenfly __97. Make sure you subscribe to their Twitch. Make sure you follow them on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitter, all of the socials above. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Hey, thank you
See you guys for SummerSlam.
Joining us again for the Still Talking Podcast. It's been a great time to get together with you two.
My God, are you still talking?